Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody's trying to make a neon sign out of this, and then they actually want to know the real question was how long are these lines so they can order enough tubing to make the neon sign. So what I'm going to do, and first of all, before I start, set your duplicate distance on 0, 0. You'll be a lot happier. And you're drawing in yellow, which is fine, but I'm going to hit F12 on the keyboard and I'm going to go OK. And I'm going to draw in red and I'm going to draw in hairline. So set those two things. I think it'll help you. Now, this thing is only 4.5 inches tall. I got my nudge factor set on 5, so I'm going to make a duplicate and move it down. I'm going to go to object and convert it to a curve because I want to get rid of this tail. And you can see he drew it in longer lines, so I'm going to make it a hairline. I'm going to get my shape tool. I'm going to select these two nodes, and I'm going to right click and break it apart. And then I'm going to get my virtual segment delete key and delete that. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to get my 3-point curve line, and I'm going to go from that node to that node, but I'm going to give a little bit of curve so it'll stay pretty good. Now I'm going to take a rectangle and fill this in. Fill this in with the Smart Fill tool. And then I'm going to fill that in with the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to go left click, right click on red. And because I'm nudging the whole time, I can nudge it right back. Now, let me get rid of my rectangle. I'm going to take my red, and you can see I've got red selected. It doesn't really work very good on this oval, but I'm going to hold down the shift key and I'm going to take the two-sided arrow and bring that in. And you can see the bottom and the top aren't as equal as the other. So right now I'm looking at the sides and holding down the shift key and trying to get in that in the middle. Now I'm going to get the two-sided arrow up here, holding down the shift key and make it a little more in the middle of our cue. And I'm not doing a very good job. But you can play around with that till and you can make measurements. By doing this, I'm not moving the side. And it's a little tricky when you're trying to move this little, it'll snap to something, but I'm going to call that good enough. Now I'm going to put that up into our cue. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to a hairline. I actually have to convert it to a curve to be able to get my hairline. I'm just doing this so I can really see it better. Now I need to make a line basically for this cue, and I'm going to take my 2-point line and go from about the midpoint to the midpoint. And now I'm going to grab it, select them both, right click, and turn them into a curve. And by doing that, I get these handles. So now I can move this one down and this one up and, just kind of look at it and see if you think it's in the middle, and I think it is. Now, let's get rid of our cue, and there's the two lines that we need. So these two lines are separated. So, and they're both curves. So now we're going to go to Windows, Dockers, and Properties, and I'm going to get this squiggly line. This squiggly line will not appear unless it's a curve. So that oval is 11.38 inches long. This one is 2.15 inches long. So you just add those two together, and of course you're going to get extra. Now the R would be basically the same thing. Let's just go ahead and do the R. That didn't take very long. I want to make a duplicate, move it down. You can see it's still an R and it's still a text. So I'm going to go object and convert it to a curve. And I'm going to go ahead and make it a hairline. And if you start drawing a hairline, I think you just get a better look. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. This one's a little bit different, but I'm going to take my rectangle tool, put a rectangle around it, and I'm going to go ahead and fill up that, nudge it over, and fill up that, nudge it over, then fill up that and nudge it over. And then I can left click. I'm going to leave it black. Now we need to we can't really do the same thing we did on the cube, but if you take your 2-point line and if you get the midpoint right there and then hold down the control button, it'll grow perfectly. Now I'm going past there, which we're not going to want in the end. Now I'm going to grab kind of in the middle. I'm going to go outwardly, kind of in the middle and grow outwardly. Now I'm going to grab somewhere about right in here with the 3-point curve line. I'm going to say from there to there, and then I'd actually hold down the control button and you're going to get a little more perfect curve. Same thing almost in here, but I think I'm just going to use the 2-point line because I'm going to go from that midpoint to about right in there. I'm going to get my shape tool. And what's so neat about this, I can select this. It's only going to select those 2 nodes. I'm going to right click and turn them into a curve. And you just kind of play around with this, and you can always move that, put a little more curve there, and just kind of play around with it till you think it's in the middle. I think it's pretty good. Now let's take away our R. Well, you know what? Let's don't. Let's take, because you're not going to put neon there. You're not going to put neon there. And you're not going to put neon there or there. Now this is going to be a little bit different because it's more than one line. So if we select them all, there are 5 objects. We're going to go to, I think that, what, let's try this. I've never done this before. Let's make a duplicate of that, move it over. Let's go ahead and weld that. And by doing that, now it's all one curve. Let's go to Windows, Dockers, and Properties. And you're going to get the squiggly line. So we have 12.98. So let's just do that. Let's go 12.98. Hit enter. And then, so we've got 5 lines here. And I'm going to get out a pen. And I'm going to individually measure these lines. So I'm going to go to Windows, Dockers, and Properties. Now, see, that line is not a curve. Well, it is. So I'm going to go here, and we have 1.9717. I'm going to go here, and we have 3.817. Here we have, well, that's that same 1.97 because it's the same up there. This curve is 2.58, and this line is 2.69. Now, if I add these together, I'm going to get out the calculator, and I'm just going to round them off. 1.97, 3.8, 1.97, 2.58, 2.69. Well, I must have missed something. I have 5 lines. There's 5 lines. I just wondered when I welded it, is it going, back and forth? So this would probably be the way to do it. So let me open it. I'm the world's worst at closing out Dockers. I don't like it bump on the screen. So that one is the 3.81. We got 1.97, 1.97, 2.58. I'm looking down at my paper to make sure I've got these written down. And 2.69. So welding maybe doesn't work because it might be going, like going down and then coming back to make those lines. Maybe let's just test that. Go up to Object, break the curve apart. Now we have individual lines. Let's separate them out. See, so the welding was probably doing that. So let's go, you know what? I wonder if we can do that. I don't think we can do this. I shut down my Docker again. Properties. Nope, it's not going to measure them together. But if you look, we have that 1.97, 1.97. So I think this would be the way to, and I know nothing about neon signs, and surely you're just going to have one piece here and you're going to put it in that piece, I guess. Or maybe, maybe you curve it to that other piece and put a little curve there. I don't really know. Anyway, and for the gentleman that I'm helping, he kind of like apologized for thinking he's bothering me too much. You can't bother me too much. I love helping. If I misunderstood the last email, I apologize. I'm always there to help. Thank you for watching.